This computer. Hello, good evening. It's good to see everyone. This is our first, end of summer webinar for all of our beautiful, wonderful members. And we've got our business partner, Sammy, who's been supporting us from day one. It's lovely to see you. Who's going to be talking to us about our customers. And it's something that it's a good thing where you can all check in with and all something that we need a bit of a boost with every now and again. So I'm here, Mary's here, and over to you, Sammy.
Cool. Hi, good evening, everyone. If you're here live or watching the replay, it's so exciting to be here again. I always remember when ABC started, Association of Business Coaches, and all that buzz. And to think that months and years have passed is just really testament to the fact that if you've got something you're thinking about, just turn into action and you realize, oh, wow, we actually did it. And this is just a big kudos and well done. To all the guys behind Association of Black Coaches, particularly you, Shireen and Mary, and of course all the coaches who are part of this. Never underestimate little beginnings, because one day there's going to be a wait list to join and you'll be really thankful you were part of the first group of people that joined. So I always say treasure this moment. I've seen it before. I've experienced it before. And some people go, oh my God, what was I thinking? Well, you should have taken a step. There we go. All right, cool. So my topic was around attraction and retention strategies that I decided to simplify because that in itself is a message in itself to us as coaches. We are now in a world where there has been a shift from and by the way, the previous topic was good. It's just that I wanted to add another topic, but where the marketplace is now flooded with so many people talking and so many people offering things. And we need to find ways to be very simple and attractive to our target audience. So I've just called this, I need more customers, winning them and keeping them. I'm hoping that resonates, because at the end of the day, you're not a business to just have something to do or keep you busy. You're running a business because you want to be profitable. You're running a business because you want it to make impact. You're running a business because you have a vision and you have goals and objectives. So if you're going to be spending all your time, I mean, let's be realistic. As coaches, we spend more than the number of hours a regular employee will spend, because we are business owners and entrepreneurs. It's your baby, isn't it? It's like your child. So you want it to work. And a huge part of making that work is by you attracting customers and also keeping them. Because if your front door is open and your back door is wide open, they'll just come in and just leave. You want them to come in, you want them to stay, you want them to hang around, and you want them never to forget you. And that's what my presentation or my discussion today is about. Fabulous. So I've introduced myself before, but I'll just do this in a few seconds anyway. And this is kind of like a timeline of me. I actually, Shireen, you see that picture on the top left there? That was the award I got in Loughborough University, which is quite interesting because we're talking about Loughborough earlier, isn't it? And yes, I did study MSc Computing and Internet Computer and Network Security, which was offered by the Computer Science Department. And at that time, I was just going to study and go. But I realized that I had actually taken it more seriously than I thought when I graduated with distinction, and I was informed through an email I wasn't expecting that, oh, by the way, you won an award. Best in the department. And I was like, oh wow. So I remember having to do at that time I had obviously left school, graduated, and finished my thesis, my master's dissertation. So I had to go back. But not only did I graduate or attend the graduation ceremony and get my certificate, I also had the award as well. So that's the picture, which reminds me that, wow, this was actually a turning point for me to actually realize that, okay, maybe there's a few things around this career. So I went into tech as much as possible, but I found a new appreciation, and that appreciation was using tech as an enabler and using it to make a difference in the lives of people. So I prefer to be a business analyst or a customer experience specialist because I can show you how tools can make your life easier. It's all I preach. And everything else on my timeline there just kind of like shows my journey, where I've spoken, where I have volunteered. There's probably more stuff anyway. I need to update this slide, and that's my family as well. So I obviously run my own company called My Center Office, which is a simple all-in-one solution that helps businesses. So I always say, if you don't have a tool, or if you don't have the right tool to help in your business, chances are that your business is already struggling. So give it a go. Come talk to us and just ask us one question. How can you make business easier for me? And I'm sure that we'll find answers for you.
Mm.
So kind of like moving on, just a few things. I've done introduction already. I've got an icebreaker I'm gonna raise now. We're going to talk about attraction and retention. I'm going to use case studies to do them, and I'll ask a question at the end what we're going to do differently, and then Q&A. So let's go straight into it. Shireen, we might as well have our own one-to-one conversation here, if you don't mind. I'm jumping in. So, from the perspective of a coach, what do we think attracts customers to a coach?
Mm.
What comes to your mind?
I,
Yeah,
in,
because
in,
every coach is not for every customer. Yeah, go ahead.
exactly. Yeah. I think in my experience, it's always been around having something that you can relate to. I like
Relatability.
coaches that are in my kind of style. I don't want someone who's going to be too shouty or too relaxed or something. So
Yep,
for me,
I agree.
there's an energy, maybe. I know that sounds a bit, but there's something
Exactly.
about it. And also knowing that someone can actually, that I think can help me if I'm in a spot or I'm stuck in a place.
Absolutely.
I want to know that
Yeah,
person,
absolutely.
something about them can actually help me move me from where I am to
Hmm.
where I am. So that's important, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that those two things are very, very key. The first one I really like because at the end of the day, there has to be a connection. A coach, the role of a coach, among many other things, is to move someone from where they are to where they need to be. Not where you want them to be, but where they need to be. And if you're going to work together, there's going to have to be that connection so that it can work. It's just like any other relationship where two people have to work together, whether it's a parent and a child, or a tutor and a student, or a coach and the person who's being coached, or a mentor and a mentee. If there's no initial connection and if they don't have a working relationship, then there is already failure from the beginning. So it's
Yeah,
really important that we position ourselves to attract the right set of customers. I know a lot of coaches are saying, no, that person is not for me. And I practice in my business as well.
yes,
Although it's not exactly a coaching practice, but from day one, when certain types of organizations, businesses come to us, we already know if they're a good fit or a bad fit. And trying to take on a customer that is not yours and just taking the money is very risky. That
yeah.
money will give you pain.
Yeah, and Mary's added to that. Mary says it's important to have someone who knows what they're doing, and someone
Oh
who's got,
God, Jesus. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yep. I
professionalism
like
and
it.
attitude, and the right attitude is what Mary has contributed. I
Absolutely.
agree. Yeah.
Absolutely, Mary. I really like that. So that's a very good second one. And of course, the one that Shireen also mentioned as well around, you need to be able to show results. Like, you need to be able to show that you know what you're doing. You need to be able to show that you can take someone somewhere. Nobody, I mean, as coaches, remember that you are also a service-based business. Most service-based businesses, nobody just goes to their website and pays for a coaching program. No, they've probably heard something, seen something, and probably want to talk to you. And part of that is that the customer wants to be very clear that they are making the right decision, because coaching programs are not the price of Pringles. I'm just
Mhm.
picking the nearest thing I could find. I'm right here. I mean, it's not groceries, and it's not something that has low risk. It's something that you probably have to work hard to pay for to use your programs. And I mean, regardless of what coaching service that you offer, it's going to cost some money, isn't it? Even if it's going to be free, it's going to require some commitment. You know, it's not just something that they come, take, go. It's something that they come, take, consume, use it properly, and probably have to go through a transformational exercise for them to get see the results that they want. It's never a snap in the finger kind of service, you
Mm.
know. So it's really important that we understand what attracts our customers so that we can position ourselves for that. So that was a bit of an icebreaker, and I'll carry on now. So I have this new style of my presentations because I just find them a bit more engaging, where I would describe and I've got 5 today. I'll describe a case study, and I just want us to kind of like have a dialogue in terms of what do you think you learned from that? Tell me. And we can go through some of the lessons from there, because I find that every day I pick up experiences, I go through a number of journeys, and I just learned something that I can take into my business, and I love to share those as well with others. So the first one is, I actually spoke at the Bob Expo, which is a Manchester-based exhibition program last year, and I got a number of clients. Now, I took the offer to speak on customer data at the 2022 Bob Expo in Manchester. I ended my presentation with an affordable offer to anyone who needed a 1-hour coaching session. It's very simple. I signed up a few clients and I got paid at the event. So here's a question. What can we learn from this? I want us to draw out some things here, because this is one example of attracting and landing customers. Shireen, over to you. What do you think you learned from this?
Well, I think sometimes, which I couldn't avoid sometimes, being human, is put yourself out there. So, so if someone said to me, I want you to stand on a stage at a place and talk, I might not say no first straight away. So I think putting yourself out there is the main thing. You've got to be seen. People have got to know who you are. I mean, obviously, with you, Sammy, you've got a good reputation already. You've got your package. You're very slick in the way you would have presented yourself, but having a good presentation. And I think being relatable, I think, would jump to me from that. And then, as you said, being able to have an offer. Mary said that as well. Always have an offer, and something that someone can buy in that to in that moment. They've already got a piece of you, and you've got that hook in. I think it's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm now going to show you the what I've written down, and all the points that you raised are very important. Some of them I actually wrote down. And the first thing for me, can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. The first thing for me, which is very, very important, is you need to know your ideal customer. I can tell you for a fact that I would not go speak at every event.
Right.
Neither would I honor every event, even if it's for free. As a matter of fact, I'm actually speaking at an event next month. And before I accepted, I asked who is attending.
No.
And the other question I asked was, what do you want me to speak about? Because I was told, we need you to come and speak at this event on business. And I said, what am I speaking about? I would not say yes if it is not for me, because everything that you do or everything that you don't do is impacting your brand and your positioning in the market. So it's really important that you know your ideal customer so that you will make the right decisions to do things that would attract them. So that's really important for me. I had seen that there were a number of businesses that were a good fit for the types of businesses that I wanted to interact with and on board. And it was very important and welcoming for me to be on the Expo bandwagon last year, which is why I did that. The second one as well, which Sharon, you obviously identified, was getting yourself out there. You're not a secret. We can't be looking for you. Nobody is going to wake up one morning and just think, oh, yes, I just have an idea. There's a Shireen out there. No, it doesn't work like that. They have to have seen you because you made yourself available. And it's really interesting how people come across you, because you have to find the right channels that work for you. And I'm going to talk about channels later. And you have to use them particularly well. I find now, I didn't know previously that a lot of people actually used WhatsApp stories. But now I do. So I post a lot of stuff on my WhatsApp stories, interestingly, because it makes people know more. I had someone say the other day, oh, I didn't even know that you actually had this. I'm like, God, I've been running this company for donkey years. Yeah. But just because I posted, and this is someone in my network, so get yourself out there. And get yourself out there is not just about using the traditional platforms that you see, but also about taking the confidence to go on platforms that may seem a little bit daunting. I remember when I was asked to speak at the first television show, which was during the COVID, the first thing I said was, what do you want me to come and say? But I did it. And I realized I could do it again. And I could do it again. And I've done a radio show since then. So get yourself out there. You're not a secret. If you don't come out, talk about yourself, talk about what you do, who's going to talk about you anyway? How are people going to find out about you? You are your first marketing agent. The third one is position yourself as the authority. So previously, I used to say position yourself as an authority, but I've changed it to as the authority. You want to be the go-to. When people around me, and I want people around me who engage in a conversation around customer data to go, you need to speak to someone, it's his area. I love comment like that. When you hear comments like that, it means that people have positioned you as an authority or as the authority in that area. That's how you want to get yourself out there in the market. Now, it takes a while. Don't feel like you have to force it. Don't feel like it is taking too long and you can't achieve it. All I'm trying to say is be patient, let it happen organically, but consistently do everything you can to make sure that people see and understand and know what you do. And over time, you'll find that you start to become a go-to for specific topics. Please don't try and position yourself as the authority in different things. Today, people know you as a coach. Tomorrow, people know you as an editor. After tomorrow, people know you as social media marketing. Now, you can wear multiple hats. But the truth is, you have to be very strategic about what you want people to know you for. Everybody knows Usain Bolt for what he is. Everybody knows J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter, for what she does. Now, there are some things that you can do that are complementary, like I act and I sing, creativity, or I sing and I can dance and I can do that. And it's also possible that it could be two extremely different things. For example, I'm an actor, but I also like to promote family values, and that's fine. All I'm saying is you can't be the one who's promoting how to take care of plants. Then all of a sudden tomorrow you're the one saying, I can help you with your CV. Then, because if you spread yourself out too thin, then you're not going to be known really well for certain things. So choose what you want to be known for. I have a number of things in my portfolio. The other day I played the piano and posted it on in a group, and people were like, "Oh, you can sing. Oh, you can actually play the piano." I said, "Most people don't know." I don't do it out of an ambition. I do it because it's a relaxing part of me anyway. And I'm not saying I can't promote that, but I wouldn't make it. I deliberately don't make it a duty to position so much of that, because it's not an area I want to be known for anyway. It's just a part of me. I'll give you another example as well. I used to be a host for events. I used to MC weddings, and a lot of people didn't even realize that I had a technology business, or I could coach people on customer experience as a topic. And I saw that that was a problem. It took me about a year or thereabouts for people to not necessarily forget that I was an event MC, but because I wanted people to know what I did. And I made sure that I continuously shared and talked about those things. Eventually, now, most people don't even remember that I MC weddings, but now I host business events. So you can see that they are kind of related there. Business hosting events, hosting business events and stuff like that. The other point I have there, which is the fourth one, is sell the outcome, not your services. As a coach, whether you are a fitness coach or you are an education coach, CV coach, career coach, whatever it is, business coach, it's one thing to say, I offer this service, but that's not enough. People want to know what's the outcome, what is going to happen if I use your services. And this is where you need to be very creative by telling a story, by showing them, okay, I understand what you want. You want to land your dream job. I'll give you an example. I was working with a client called Peter. Peter only just arrived in the UK and he had no clue how the job market worked. What did we do? We had a one-to-one session where we talked about his goals. He wasn't even sure what kind of job that he wanted. And I took time to make sure that I basically go through all that. What you are doing is that you're sending people the journey, you're sending them the outcome. Then you land by saying, he got that job, in 2 months. How much more do you want that sort of results? Now, if you had gone to that person to say, oh, I offer CV coaching, it's discounted, it costs £50, it costs £100, because you're just selling the product. So really think about how you position yourself. Be creative about positioning the outcome, the transformation that you want people to actually pay for, not just your service, because they're not interested in your service. They are interested in the outcome. That's what people actually put a price tag on, the value. And the last one is, which is another point from the case study I shared earlier, is get ready to sell at anywhere, at any time. You can meet clients at anywhere, as an exhibition, on the phone, online. Now they're asking you, I'm ready to sign up. Then you go, I'm coming. Oh my God. Why? Why are you coming? What, like, why? Why is it taking so long? Are you not ready? If you know you're going for an exhibition, you should anticipate that people are going to pay. You should anticipate that people want to pay for your services or book. I had my QR code there and it was right there. Scan it, register, pay. And I was getting notifications on my phone. So all I'm just saying is position yourself to be able to attract customers. So let's go to case study number 2. Okay. And case study number 2 says, the title is The Business Everyone Thought Was a Scam. I really like this one because it's a personal experience from someone I know really well. So a close friend struggled to get customers. He offered a business service through a WhatsApp message he thought could go viral. And this is what was in that message. I offer such and such and such, it costs such and such and such. Fill this Google form, make payments, and we are ready to go. And that was it. Everyone avoided it. Like everybody avoided it. And he actually told me that for some reason, a lot of people think it's scam. Until he came for a solution. And we worked together and were able to get him a solution, which was a number of things that we did, including repositioning his messaging and changing the form and doing all that. So what can we learn from this, Shireen? Let me come over to you again. What can we learn from this?
Well, I suppose it's that approach, isn't it? I mean, if you're sending unsolicited messages via WhatsApp, that can feel like a bit of intrusion. So that's trust. Do people trust where that information's coming from? I know he said he thought it could go viral, but there's that. And like you said, in the offer and the form, and asking people to make a payment before they actually know who you are or that you've got something secure or what they're actually getting is a bit of a risk, really. So yeah, I can see why that could be, and I'm very security conscious with my identity, my personal information, and actually anyone send me a text message like that through my WhatsApp without me knowing, put them on block away. I wouldn't even entertain it. So yeah.
I like it. So I've got a few things here. Poor presentation doesn't sell. I am never going to pay on a website that looks ugly. I'm sorry to say. If it doesn't look professional, why am I going to pay for it? Why am I going to feel comfortable to put my details in there? Because if you're careless with your presentation, I believe you're going to be careless with my data. And I believe you're going to be careless with the service that you offer. Presentation makes a huge difference just from a PowerPoint presentation in itself. And Shireen, I don't know if you realize, but you actually made some comments about my presentation earlier. When you're talking about, oh, I'm this, I'm that. And the truth is, I'm not even there yet, but can you see the power of presentation? When it looks good, it is attractive. That's my point. If you go to a store and something looks good, you will buy it if you like it and you need it and you have the money to pay for it. The reason those expensive perfumes come in those very nice bottles is because they want you to pay for it. Why didn't they just put them if they had put it in a boring square looking bottle, you're not going to pay for it. But Versace is so strategic as to why their bottles look so decent and so nice. There's a reason for that, because presentation also has an impact on value, which has an impact on price. So once your presentation is poor, trust me, it's not going to sell. It's as simple as that, because you're going to look like a desperate business, and it means that you're already showing that you don't have that market power. So you want to carry the right authority into the market, and presentation is a huge part of it. Use the right platforms and channels. Is it WhatsApp? Is it Instagram? Is it LinkedIn? Is it email marketing? It's always difficult to tell what's best for you, but it's important for everyone to do their research and find out where to promote. I always say, don't try and promote everywhere. Sometimes we feel like, I'm just going to promote everywhere. I'll get customers from anywhere. No. How about you position yourself on 2 specific platforms that you want to really work and drive engagement? So for example, at the moment, I'm using LinkedIn and I'm using Instagram as a second one. The Instagram one isn't particularly even working anyway, but my LinkedIn seems to be carrying more authority. And I find that my voice on LinkedIn is my writing voice on LinkedIn is my natural professional voice. On Instagram, you can't talk like that. It's more of a playful environment. So you need to really think about what platforms and channels you want to use. Your messaging should be clear and sellable. I actually think that this is probably one of the main ones that probably should appear at the top. If there's one thing you shouldn't forget today, it is the importance of messaging. Just how you say something and what you say can determine if someone is going to buy from you or close that page. So what is your offer saying? Is it simple to understand? And I used my presentation today as an example for that. It doesn't have to be complex. You're not trying to impress your customer with your words. You are only trying to get their attention and make them to see the value in paying for your services. So one homework I'd like to give everyone is go to your website, go to your channels, go to your profile and ask yourself, what I am communicating, is it clear and is it sellable? Or is it just another combination of words?
Mm.
The other one I've got here is build a sales process and monitor it as well. And this is where I like businesses to use a tool that can help them handle it. So one of the things I found with the guy I talked about earlier that people thought was a scam was such a very clunky process. So you expect people to fill a Google form, then they'll message you. Then when they message you, you'll send them bank details. When they send bank details, then when they pay, they have to send you the receipt or the, oh God, like I can't even talk about the whole thing. It's just too long. But when everything feels automated, clickable, easy to do, customers know that you know what you're talking about, So think of, and you don't need to have a very complex process. Just make it simple, make it look decent to the customer, and you can always improve it on it as you go along. And even if you're not in that place where you can have like an automated tool, just think about how to make your process consistent. One of the things I don't like about certain businesses, which I've actually seen, is customer A came to them, then they went to the drawing board to do a quote, and they came back and said it was £100. Another customer came, something similar. Now it's 120 pounds because they didn't even have clear pricing, clear process. And unfortunately, those two customers know themselves, so they were talking. And one of them feels upset because they feel overcharged. And this is one thing that we all need to be very careful of. Customers talk, and lots of customers know each other. So the moment you give a customer the wrong narrative to take out in the market, I can assure you that at least 9 other customers have heard about it. And that's really dangerous and detrimental to your brand. Mm. The last one is, if it's not working, seek a professional. Because you're a coach doesn't mean that you can't have a coach. Because you have a coach doesn't mean that you can't get help. Because you are a coach doesn't mean that you can't ask someone to help you. If you are not a marketing expert, get a marketing expert. If you're not a business expert, get a business expert. If you're not a social media guru, get a social media guru. If you need a strategist and you're not a strategist, get one. I like the fact that the person I was talking about earlier contacted me to support him and I was able to help. If he had decided I'll just carry on anyway, he probably wouldn't have made any difference, But he was able to identify that he needed to solve a problem. He didn't have the expertise for it. And it's fine. We all don't have all the expertise. I also hire people as well. I also engage people. I also contract people as well, because there are areas that I have no clue about. And there's some areas that I am not the best at. And there's some areas I just don't have that time to do that work. So get help and use the right people to help your coaching business to grow. So let's go to the third one. Okay, I recommended a career coach to my wife. My wife needed to take a new career direction. I needed some support. I told her I knew a career coach who would drive her career to greater heights. I showed her how the coach had helped me in the past. My wife contacted her the same day, and guess what? She paid for her service. What can we learn from this? Shirin, I'll come over to you.
Yeah, that's a good one, because I'm in a similar situation myself at the moment. I think, word of mouth, if you speak to someone and they say this worked, and and this was the result, I used this person and this was the result, and people know you and trust you, then they're going to want to do what you want to do and have that faith that that might work for them. I won't say it doesn't always work, because the people are different styles, different stuff. But if you know the person and you're attuned to them, I think, then you've got a good chance of thinking that would be a good person that could help me. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite case studies for this one. And the first one, you actually hit the nail on the head there. It's what we call VOC, the voice of the customer, the voice of your customer, like leverage it. Your customers can be your marketing agents just because you did a very good job. You didn't even have to tell them. They just went about there and told people, oh my God, I got this new job. By the way, it was that career coach, it was Coach Esther. Like, oh, I'm telling you, she's so good. I can't believe I actually got a job in 3 weeks. Then another person hears and goes, oh, are you serious? I actually need that kind of service. So she'll go, oh, my cousin is looking for a job. Maybe she can help. And the point I'm trying to make is that your current customers are so important as in part of your attraction strategies as well. The second one is leveraging case studies and testimonials. Now, this is a very tricky one because sometimes you ask customers and they don't give you. Sometimes you ask customers and they give you. And sometimes you don't even ask customers, but they just give you anyway. But whenever you have very good feedback, use it to your advantage. Use it for other people to see, because customers prefer to hear from other customers than from your marketing department. I can assure you of that. Customers prefer to hear from other customers rather than hear from you, because the customer will not have a bias. So the customer is likely not to have a bias, but you are likely to have a bias. You are not going to say anything negative about your products anyway or your service, but your customers will say it exactly as it is. And if it's all 5-star, really good, then trust me, it could work and it could help you get some credibility in the market as well. So, and there are a lot of clever ways to actually get testimonials. The basic one is just to ask, I've delivered your service, and what do you think? But timing is also key as well. If I was a career coach, for example, and I helped you with your CV, I probably won't ask you for a testimonial just then. I would check on you. Then when you tell me you got a job, I would ask you for a testimonial. Why? Because first of all, you're excited. Secondly, you've seen the results. And thirdly, you have more to say, So timing is so key. If you send a product, for example, and give people time to wear it, like to use it. So for example, I bought a pair of shoes. You don't ask me for a review on the day or the day after I bought the pair of shoes, because the best I can tell you is that the shoe looks good, or the best I can tell you is that the staff treated me nice, which is fine. But if you've given me some time and I've gone into that wedding and I come back and say, oh my God, everybody was looking at this shoe. And I'm so glad I bought it from your store, because you guys saw very high quality stuff. The testimonial is bigger. So be keen to get testimonials, but consider timing. Timing is so important. Then also think about when customers are excited as well. We are talking to a customer the other day, and customer said, I'm really enjoying this, my center office. Oh my God. The next thing I said was, oh, I'm really glad about that. Are you happy to give us a review on LinkedIn? Just sharing about this positive experience you're having. And we're like, yes. And this was early days. But for that customer, they had already gotten some value that had justified that it was worth paying for. So it was the perfect time to get it, So just think, there's never this is the formula that works for everyone. But you need to be very sensitive to know when to collect testimonials and how to use them. The other one is very obvious. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're not delivering an exceptional service, which is what the money that the customer is paying for, what the time they're putting in, what are you doing then? Because it's that exceptional service that you deliver that determines if they want to go talk about you, rave about you, stay with you, or never return. So never try to just give the bare minimum. Go an extra mile. Like, show them, wow, they could have gotten this from elsewhere. I'm not saying spend more money than you have received and make a loss. All I'm just saying is you can be creative and take the customer seriously when you're delivering that service. Maintaining a good relationship with the customer. This is actually my core, but I won't go too much into it. And there are many reasons for that. One big reason is because the customer who has bought from you and used your services already knows you. So there's less effort to make them use your products and services again and again and again, or to refer you. So maintain a good relationship with them so that they can put good word in for you. And I think I talked about this earlier, being very clear on your offer, your packages, and your prices. Like, let us know that when you sell A, B, and C for £50, £100, or £150, there shouldn't be a confusion. We can't go to your website and be confused. Or we cannot be asking you every time, what is in this package? What's in that package? What's the difference? Make it so clear. Now, sometimes it is difficult to nail these things because our bias is not necessarily from the customer's perspective, or our perspective is usually from ours. But listen to what customers are saying and get feedback and improve it over time as well. If customers are asking the same questions, chances are that they're not getting the answers. So review your copy, review your website, review what you've put out there, and amend them and adjust them to make sure that it is clear. Cool. Case study number 4. I told you I've got 5 case studies. Okay. Are you liking the case studies so far?
No, it's been good. It's really much more conversational way of getting.
Oh God, yeah, it's how I do my presentations. And I just find it I find it easier and relatable, and then we can discuss through it as well. So this is just an example of me being able to get customer feedback as well, ongoing. If you see what I mean.
Engaging.
Right. So exactly. Yeah. So the next one is I always go back to BMW. So I'm a big fan of BMW. My wife and I would drive BMW cars. The first day I drove one, I'm like, I'm never going back. And trust me, it's been about 8 years. We've changed cars, and it's always been a BMW. So the height of my experience with BMW was the day I dropped my car for a service, and I couldn't find the taxi back. Now you can imagine. By then so this was a job that I had 6, 7 years ago. I can't even remember now. And I had to drop my car first in the morning so that I could go back home to work. So I needed to take the next taxi. Unfortunately, every Uber was booked. So that was the situation I found myself. So I was there on my phone and I was doing things like this. And oh, Jesus. And the service agent who I was speaking to noticed there was a problem and actually asked me what was going on. And I told them. And immediately she spoke to one of other team members at a BMW dealership, and one of the staff got the keys to a brand new car and gave me a lift home.
Yeah.
That's how I got home. They gave me a lift. It didn't cost them anything to drive 7, 8 miles. They took me home in a new car. Why? Because Mr. Sanmi Gbadegesin is one of our customers. We're going to look after you anyway. Why are you waiting for an Uber? We get you. Those cars are just parked there anyway.
Yeah.
But you go get in that car and get you home because you know you're going to come back again to pick up your car anyway. And we know that you're going to keep using our service. And I wrote here, their service is unrivaled. And I'm very serious about that. And I've told this story to many others. So can you see how far this story has gone? I'm sharing here again. So Shireen, let me come over to you as well. What can we learn from this?
Yeah, well, like you say, it's going that extra mile. It's been able to
Absolutely.
care for your customer. I mean, if your customers feel cared for, and that's the equivalent of checking in midway or sending a little message out the blue, how are you doing, even if they're not working full time. And I think being able to keep that connection going, I work with a lot of young people, and that understanding that you care, is a big part of that. Is a big part of that. So no, I always go back. Yeah, why wouldn't you if they're going to take good care of you and go out of their way to treat you well? I mean, who doesn't want that?
Yep. Good. And that's actually very good. You've pretty much nailed it on the head. So just to go through the other points I wrote down, maintain a relationship with your customers, we've already overflogged that. So that's good. Personalizing your customer experience. There is something your customer wants that is different from others as well. And even if the simplest you can do is to address them by first name in your emails, that's really the start of personalization. All I'm just saying is think about who your customer is, because the more you know them, the more that they can connect with you and stay with you. There was something that happened in my daughter's class, and I know that this is a bit kind of out of a different type of example, but there's a message I'm trying to bring out there because I actually learned something there in business. So our daughter just finished reception class, and they had a party organized by their teachers for the end of reception, and every child got an award. And when I mean every child got an award, it wasn't best in maths or best in English and make it competitive. No, it was every child got an award. But let me tell you what the teacher did. Every award was named after a cartoon character which the children could identify with, and every award was purposeful. So our daughter, for example, got the Belle Award. And if you know Belle in the story of Beauty and the Beast, she's known as a beautiful girl, and apparently she likes to read. Yeah. So she got an award. She got the Belle Award because she is a good reader and because she dresses nicely. Where am I going with this? The teacher spent about 2 to 3 minutes calling out each child and describing them in so much detail, like she knew them inside out. Where am I going with this? That was a perfect example to show all the parents there that we know your child so well, and gives the parents the confidence that they're in the right place. When you are able to deliver to the level of you knowing your customer inside out, they will trust you and they will come to you with all their problems because they just need answers from you. And what you find and how you know that your customer trusts you is that they start to ask you questions that are even outside your own knowledge, because it means that they just believe that you know everything. And that's when you start to position yourself as there's a word, something there's this word that has to do with trust. If I remember it, as a confidence, it's so many things anyway. They start to see you as that, and that's when you want to be with your customers, as much as possible. Offer exclusive opportunities. So we're talking about retention strategies now. I've kind of moved from attraction to retention, and I strongly believe that it is really important for you to be able to position things to your customers, that your current customers. So BMW would not offer a lift to everybody, but BMW offered a lift to me. BMW will send me an email when they're when they have like a sale of some particular cars and they call it a VIP, come and take a look at the cars, etc., stuff like that. Sometimes you want to target your top customers, maybe the ones that buy from you more often or the ones that have spent more money on your brand. And it's only a tool that can help you. And this is where my center office comes in because it can help you do all those analytics and stuff. But all I'm just saying is let your customers feel like, wow, because I am your customer, I am getting this benefit. You know, it doesn't always have to be money. We do a number of interesting things. So we identify our top 10 customers. Mirifash is one of them, for example. And every year, Mirifash would get a gift from my center office. And we do different things. Last year was a notepad. 2 years ago was a hamper. Mary, I'm not going to tell you what this year is because we always switch it up. But the point I'm trying to make is that they know that like they just appreciate it because they know they're not going to get anywhere else. And it's strange because it's strange to some customers because they've paid you for a service and they're getting a gift. And sometimes they don't understand it, but it's just how we do things in our business. And I think there's things that you can consider. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. And I know that even Mary Fash has done similar type of things where she's thanked people. And all I'm just trying to say is if there are exclusive opportunities, sometimes it's just access to additional information. Maybe you find out something that will benefit them, share it with them. It doesn't always have to be spending money. Even information is good as well. So maybe you found, so I'll give you an example. There was a time where I found out about some grants and I shared it to some people and they appreciated it. So what I'm just saying is those are exclusive. You've identified some people within your community, within your network that you believe, you know what, you're deserving of I'll share this with you and I can put you through, you know. So, or maybe you came across a discounted ticket or some offer, or there's something you're able to get because of your proposition and you've extended it to your customers. So like, why not? I have some suppliers that have said, oh, we have this benefit that we offer, and because you're one of our partners, we're happy to extend this to you as well. So what I'm just saying is think exclusive opportunities. Really extra mile, surprising them is pretty much linked to what we said earlier as well. And meeting needs and keep meeting their needs. My need was a taxi. No, my need was going home. It was not, I didn't need a new BMW at that point. I didn't need them to service my car in 5 minutes. I just needed to get home to carry on my meeting. And they took me home. The next time I went there, it wasn't my need because I got a taxi. You know, another time I told them, okay, I really need to get my car serviced in 3 days. And they said, we'll do all we can. And at that point, my need was quicker. I need a quick service. All I'm saying is pay attention to your customer needs because their customer needs always change. What they need today is not what they need tomorrow. It's just like if you're a fitness coach and you've helped someone to hit that milestone.
Yes.
At that point, their needs are different, you know, so their needs might have changed their needs might have changed. Maybe their new needs are now, okay, help me with my diet, as opposed to what they initially had as an initial goal. All I'm just saying is pay attention to your customers because their needs will change. Not their needs could change, but their needs will definitely change. The question is, when will those needs change? And my last case study here is what we do at my center office. So the customer takes focus in everything we do at my center office. Customers are our priority. We spotlight our customers, we celebrate them, we reward them. We also have a customer advisory board to support our business activities. So this is a group of 3 people who we are looking to change every 2 years. We've been lazy. We should have changed them last January, but we haven't changed them. Maybe Fash is one of them, actually. And they support with our business activities. We go to them when we want to make key business changes. Or if we have a new feature, we ask them for opinions and advice, and we use that to shape the decisions that we make as we go forward in our business. So what can we learn from this, Shirin? What do you think from what I've just described?
Well, I mean, having the advisory board is such a good idea because you've got key business partners to give you direct feedback that will influence how you're, you know, the strategies and the things that you've got coming up. So that's really good. And customers, yeah, they are the heart of your business. I mean, I have to say, Sammy, I think you've not bigged up my centre office enough as yet. God, at the front saying, oh, it's, you know, but it's actually an awesome CRM and everything, and we use it extensively.
Oh, thank you.
And the amount of layers, I mean, I've used a lot of software. I like software. And it really holds its own. It's really well packaged. It's really well done. And it can do everything that you need in a business and more. You know, every time I look at it, it's like, I can do that as well. Like, wow, oh wow. I mean, for me, I'm just hoping our organisation gets big enough that we can use all the aspects of what's on there to their full potential.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think keeping your, as a priority, and I'm making notes. We're working with our members for ages. We're looking at getting more customers. Every time we do a webinar like this, it's a good reminder of, oh yeah, let's review that. What can we do better? Which of our customers should we be focusing on, and asking for feedback at this point in time and stuff. So no, I think that's really good.
Lovely, lovely, cool. So a few things I've written down, and this brings us to the end. Be very customer focused in all you do. I think that, I mean, at the end of the day, anyone can copy your product, anyone can copy your service. We all cannot believe and imagine that we're the only one that offer what we offer, but how you deliver it to your customer can be a USP itself. And being very customer focused is what even the biggest of businesses, organizations prioritize now. So it's really important that we make the customer the forefront, or the center of everything that we do. That's actually why my center office is called my center office, because that center is really about putting attention where attention is required, and it's from the customer, and to also bring everything into one central place. And I really love that word center circle. It just represents a lot of things. Even that's why our packages are called Atom, Orbit, and Galaxy. There's a central theme around them. So you can see consistency there, just as an example. The other one I've written there is be creative with customer engagement. So we've done a number of things. We will go on LinkedIn and talk about our customers. We engage in their posts. We will do that. We will ask them, tell us about your business, tell us about what you do. I will go write a whole stuff, not promoting our company, but just celebrating them. You know what they will do? They will thank you, and they will tweet it, and they will reshare it, and they will appreciate you more. So these are creative ways you can engage your customer. It doesn't always have to be a survey. It doesn't always have to be, they're not talking in the WhatsApp group. Sometimes you just want to know that they are getting a benefit or something. See your customers as partners. It's really important. If your customer feels like you're working together to deliver something, it makes a big difference. It's the reason why we've got the customer advisory board, because our customers now don't feel like they are just customers that we're selling things to. They feel like we're working together to deliver something, which is good. And that brings us to the end. I hope that those case studies have pretty much highlighted very simple cases and very interesting and important lessons that we can take into our customer attraction and our customer retention as well. So let me throw a question to us for those who are online and who are watching this. Of everything you've learned from this session, what's one thing you're going to take into your business? Okay, over to you, Sharon. What's one thing, just one thing, of everything that you heard so far? What's one thing? Yeah, just choose one.
Okay, I think we use WhatsApp for our WhatsApp group for our members, and Mary is very good at WhatsApp stories for everything she does. So I think actually bringing that across would be a natural thing for us to promote and just get little messages across on a daily basis to our customers. So I think that would be just a tiny little pivot on something we're doing already. And as I said at the start, just to re-energize our engagement in our group would be a good thing to have. So
absolutely. And one thing I can always tell us as well is that at the end of the day, it takes a while to get customers to be engaged. Once they catch the fire, they catch, I'm a big volunteer of my alumni association. I was previously vice president corporate communications, and I'm running now for the office of vice president community engagement. And it takes a while to ignite and get people to be pretty much autopilot and be very kind of self-motivated to engage. So you can't give up. But it's also important that we also try and identify what do they want, what do they need, what's their motivation, and use that to curate content activities that will catch their attention. And let's also remember as well to keep it interesting. It doesn't always have to be serious. Sometimes it's just something light, because people you don't want your customers to feel like they came to an office to talk to you. You want them to feel like you're part of their lives. And people that are part of their lives that they will ring up and they'll talk to on a regular day are people that they probably just want to have a gist with, and use those platforms to celebrate your customers as well. Talk about them, to highlight people. Oh, want to highlight one of us today. Her name is Shireen. She did this, she did that. And it doesn't have to be very big things.
Yeah.
Just because Shireen, it could be, wow, Shireen hasn't posted in a number of months and it's because she's been busy with her new calls. I just want to celebrate her because we know that she has taken the time out to still be on that journey of consistency. Everybody give Shireen a thumbs up. Like, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't always have to be, someone won an award, because I think that's the one mentality that we need to change, particularly in our community of Black. We shouldn't be celebrating only people that have done the biggest of things. We need to celebrate incremental steps. Just because someone showed up is enough reason why you can celebrate them. And I'm not saying hand them an award or a voucher, but call them out and clap for them, because it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Those are the sort of things. One of the, I have my class WhatsApp group. So the uni I had my first degree, we have a very active WhatsApp group. And the biggest engagement comes out of when we celebrate people's birthdays, because we make it a WhatsApp party. We even have jokes like, oh, I'm playing this song from YouTube. This is the party song. And someone will say, oh, who's going to serve food? And they put emojis of food. We try to be very creative, and it just makes someone feel special. All I'm just saying is, when we come from a place of engagement, let's be creative and use even the simplest of things. It doesn't always have to be big things of who can mention 3 ways coaching can work. It doesn't always have to be those big things. Those things are important as well, but let's mix it so that they feel like there is variety.
Yeah.
Cool. And on that note, I think it's just a big thank you at this point to everyone who has participated in this. It's bang on 8 p.m. I'm not doing too bad with time.
Perfect.
I know. And what I've got on the screen is pretty much an ebook I wrote 2 years ago. It's titled 7 Ways to Ace Your Customer Service Life and Be Rewarded with Referrals. I believe that being customer focused is a huge part of being successful in business. I've seen it work for the biggest of businesses and for the smallest of businesses as well. And it's a free ebook. All I ask is feel free to open that URL you can see on the screen. And I'm also happy to share that. And at the same time as well, I will make it available for anyone who is interested. And it's a big thank you, really. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or via email. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Over to you, Shireen.
Thank you, Sammy. That was really, really good. I've just scanned your QR code and we're downloading your free ebook as we speak. You make it simple. It's just that easy to do, isn't it? I mean, that's brilliant. And it'd be really good for us, like you said, to just catch up. We've got some upgrading to do, a bit of a boost to keep ourselves going and chugging along and getting a bit more energy and excitement. And I've been really busy, but we don't want to take our eye off. So that's something that we have to do, both with our members as customers and as our commercial partners. I can't believe that you were a Loughborough alumni.
You know what? And look at it, and this is just another example of the simplest of conversations. Just from that random conversation, now I went to Loughborough, and something else about Sanmi. So tomorrow you're going to see something Loughborough. You remember, so we went to Loughborough. It's just how things are.
Some good ideas, and actually it'd be really good to get some feedback from you as a former student. So there's lots of there, which is brilliant.
Exactly.
Once again, I'd like to thank you for your time this evening. This
anytime
video will be available as a replay. We'll post it on our YouTube channel and share it in our group. And really look forward to catching up with you and working with you again and seeing how else you can boost us and inspire us to do more for our customers. So thank you so much. Mary, it's been lovely to have you here as well. I know you've been quiet, but thank you for your contributions. And we'll catch you all for the next webinar. Thank you, everybody.
Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you from ABC.
Bye, everyone.
See you all later. Bye.